It's always a joy to come back home. KUMAWU, where I come from, is a very historical town, and you can't say the history of Ashanti without KUMAWU. We've come all the way down here to talk to one man that lots of people, when the youth are rallying behind to do away with the incumbent MP. We are here to talk to him and get to find out what exactly he has to offer, what different thing he has to offer from what the incumbent is doing. We are finally here with Mr. Kwaku Duah. We are here to talk about stuff that are bothering the people and then how different he's going to improve the area. He's not the everyday politician that we know, so let's see what he has to offer. Mr. Kwaku Duah, welcome to LMTV.
Thank you so much, Zach.
We want to get to know what exactly politicians and non-politicians have to offer this time. So I would like you to tell us your name and a bit of a background so that we get to know you more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as you said, my name is Kwaku Duah. I come from this, I'm a native of this town, KUMAWU, from the clan of Yadwasi. I'm not a politician, as you said. I've spent the last 30 years of my life in the United States of America. But every year I come home. So as we speak, I call myself as a farmer because for the past 16 years I've engaged myself in farming at a place called Dagomba, Dobonso. Yeah. So basically I'm a farmer. About 11 months ago, I retired from my active job as a registered nurse in US. So I took early retirement just to come home and enjoy my farm. I enjoyed, being around the animals and the crops.
Was it a part of the plan that I'm coming down to help develop or something?
Yeah, I've been engaged in farming for the past 16 years, like I said, and I've employed some people there. So that's my little contribution that I was. But it's something that I cherish so much to be called a farmer. I grew up on the farm. My mom used to take us to farm, and it's something that I like to do. When you see your crops growing, your animals multiplying, it gives you this joy, So that's what I've been doing. And since I came home, I was following the primaries, but not much. But when I came, I saw that there were 3 contestants, Ahumka Lindsay, Dr. Bano, and Lawyer Osei. So I was hoping that one of them will bring the change that the constituency as a whole needed. Because as you can see, you don't see any development going on as compared to our neighboring towns and constituencies. You can't compare us to Efiduase, nor Drabin, Chiso, Konongo, Agogo. You come down across, go to Kwamai, Nsuta, Mampong. They are all developing so well. Their roads and everything. But come to KUMAWU, you don't see anything going on. Basically, it's like a dead end. What motivated the idea of wanting to get into politics? Oh, okay. On the day of the primaries, I was home. I was sitting right here. I was in so daytime. I was a little bit bored, and I said, "Let me go to town, to my family house, to see what's going on there." I went there, and I think the results was counted, and it became apparent that the incumbent was re-elected to go for the 3rd term as MP. It was at that point that you could see the agitation in the youth. They were going back and forth, angry, throwing some tantrums. I had the opportunity to call one of them who was standing close by me, and I said, "What's going on?" It was then that he told me that the delegates has disappointed them because they have re-elected the incumbent who has not even initiated a project that they can call or can look up to and say that, okay, at least he's doing something here. Basically, no development going on. At the end of the day, it is reported that, the votes were bought, and he knows how to go about it. I'm talking about the incumbent. So he was able to manipulate manipulate the delegates. So the people didn't get what they wanted. So I told them, why don't you change him? And they said, no, the delegates were supposed to, do that change on their behalf.
Yeah.
I asked them, why don't you send somebody as an independent to contest him then? It was then that the young man told me there's nobody around to do it. And the word that triggered me was, the young man said, nobody wants to contest him. They're all afraid of him. I said, you know what? Take me. Send me. So when I said that, the young man walked away and I came home. I was asleep in the morning and my son called me that some group of people wanted to see me. So I came down and this area was full of the youth. And they came begging that I should run. I told them, no, you can't just jump into something like that. Maybe people don't understand the concept of independent candidates. So I asked them to conduct an independent survey to see if the people understand that concept of being an independent candidate. As you all know, this is an MPP stronghold. Yeah. And they had the notion that once it's MPP, no matter who you present, will win. So here we are. They did the survey and it became apparent that the agitation was not only here in KUMAWU, but throughout the constituency. Every town, every village, they wanted a change. So here we are, we took the necessary steps, we went to the electoral commission. And we are in here trying to challenge the status quo, to see if we can bring the needed change that the people so desire.
Congratulations once again on your acceptance by the East. As well be that people within the KUMAWU proper who are complaining, but people out there are okay.
You can't even go to a single town within our constituency or a village that you will see development going on. It is across the board. The deterioration is just massive. Unemployment, so many of them. And the youth, some of them are so frustrated, they don't know what to do, so they resort to drinking, smoking, and all those drugs and all those stuff. Lack of toilet facilities, lack of potable water, the roads, you can't even mention that, okay? Feeder roads, trust me, I went to a farming community. I was going in my SUV. It was not raining, the grounds were dry, but I would get to a point, and I told my driver, I said, no, I think we need to park this and walk, because the road was such bad. It was so bad, all right? And I get to that community, and in fact, they met me, they welcomed me very well. If you look at a shed that they said that it was a school for the kids, it was unbelievable. It's a shed, something that I would not even use for my corn. And they said kids were studying in that shed. For that reason, they had to close it down. 5 years, 6 years old, 7 years old have to travel by foot 3 miles to 4 miles to the nearest school. It's a terrible thing.
Wow. In our society, people like you
have
easy access to the MP. Do you have access to him? And if you do, have you been able to talk to him about some of these things that you probably would want to bring on board?
Like I said, I'm not a politician. And, during the primaries, I didn't see even one poster of him. There were 3 posters going around. So I thought he was going to, retire, or he was not contesting. So basically, I thought it was between the 3 contestants. Not knowing that he was among them. He knew how to go about it. He knew once he buy the delegates, it's done deal. I hope that the leadership of the party would think about these things and bring the changes that is needed. Because few people can be bought. Few people can be manipulated. And then
the majority
will suffer. From what I've been hearing, he take good care of the delegates. He take good care of them. Take their kids to school and all that. Okay? So it's like they are in his pocket. So things that are meant for development, he dole out 50 cities here and there, and then the rest, I don't know where it passes. You understand? Trust me, he's a nice gentleman. I've met him maybe twice. The first time I met him was a funeral in my family. When he was coming, somebody said, "Oh, that's the MP coming." That was the first time I saw him. Like I said, I've been away for the past 30 years, The other time I also saw him again was another funeral just this weekend ago. So that's it. But the thing is this, he was the party secretary, and then he became the DC for 6 years before becoming MP 8 years. If he has not been able to deliver, what do you think these 4 years ahead of us will it bring a change? Can you have a change when you continue to do the same thing? It's like a soccer match, okay? He's still part of the team. We are all from the same community. We are one people.
Yeah.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, when you're playing soccer, you need a goal. I don't have anything personal against him. But unfortunately, I'm against his policies. So he tries his best. But his best is not enough. So we have to do something different. We have to change him. He's the player, but he's the weakest link now. So the technical men, the coach, they have to put their heads together and say, no, listen, this guy is the weakest link. That's why we are not scoring. Let's bring him to the bench. That doesn't mean he's not a part of the team no more. He's still part of it. But we need to change. We have to send somebody in to inject some strength, some new energy, and see if we can score the goal.
So
and that person is me, Kwaku Duah.
What are some of the policies that you're thinking of or you want to bring on board? What new things should we expect from you and your team?
Okay, thank you very much. Beautiful question. Look at this landscape. You see your landscape? Have you seen anything like this? It's such a beautiful landscape. And this is just what the eyes can see. If you go beyond this landscape, we have some beautiful mountains. We have waterfalls, not one, not two, but 3 waterfalls in our constituency. We have so many historical sites that people don't know. Or probably they've heard about it, but they have not seen it. All right? These are the things that we are going to unveil. We are going to unveil KUMAWU and showcase what we have so that people can come. I'm talking about tourism here. All right? Now, Okwawu, 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 Okwawu. What is there? What do they have that we don't? It's the mountains. And we have beautiful ones, some with historical background. Have you ever heard about Mampong Kontonchi or Boa Ohia Kuma? Have you heard about that? But do you know that rock or that mountain that is called Kontonchi is in our constituency?
Wow.
It's right there at the outskirts of Sechere. So if you wanted to put it right, it should be Sechere Kontonchi or Boa Ohia Kuma. Do you understand? These are some of the things. I visited Nananum and all of them willingly agree that we need to unveil more, and this is the time. We have some historical sites. Listen, right here between KUMAWU and Bodomasi, there's a site. In the olden days, one Bodomasi chief, he was called Nana Gwinti. He fought the angel of death. And he was using a special palanquin. And Nana seized that palanquin. And from that time, nobody was dying. So the old people were not dying. And they became like a burdensome for the youth. Because they couldn't even lead them to go to till their land. So Nana had to go and do the necessary rituals and whatever they had to do to return the palanquin. This is a true story that has been covered. As a memorial or whatever it is, anytime you're passing by that site, you pick up a stone and throw it over there. And if you go there now, you see the heap of stones. The time is now that we have to unveil KUMAWU. Now, how are we going to do this? The same way that KUMAWU branded themselves, KUMAWU. We can equally do the same and say, hey, KUMAWU. And we will do it differently because we are going to take videographers with drones and capture all these beautiful mountains, all these historical sites, and then as we will do documentary about it, and people can see the actual thing being rolled out. And by so doing, they will come. The first day, okay, you challenge this mountain and that one. Let's give them 3. We have quite a number. Let's give them 3. And once they do challenge the terrain, what will happen? They will be tired, they will be thirsty, and they will be hungry. Am I right or wrong?
Sure.
Good. So I've been talking to Nananum. They are going to release some of the lands. Not in the cities, but in the bushes. We are going to put up restaurants, hotels, places of convenience, like toilet facilities. That's what we have to do. And by so doing, they will employ some of the youth. And again, these hotels, these restaurants will buy from the farmers. You know, we are a farming community, basically. All right? This is how you jumpstart the whole economy. And we are going to bring the necessary change. Tourism alone can change everything. Another thing I'm going to do, I can show you from here, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe this thing is blocking us. There's a mountain. I think it's that one. No, not that one. There's another one. It has a very flat top. I look at it and I told Nana, I said, Nana, do you know we can do something that nobody has done before? And he said, what? I said, golf on the mountain top. Golf on the mountain top. And you know, which people play golf? Rich people. Yeah. Some of them have helicopters and all that, and private jets, right? So we'll make their landing platform maybe 3-4 miles away from the spot.
Wow.
So when they come, let them land their helicopters and all that there. By the time they get off their helicopters, our tour buses will be there and available to convey them. And they have to pay for that service though. Yeah. So they will leave money here. The tour guys will be ready to lead them. And they have to pay for them. Listen, I traveled to Israel. All the historical sites, you won't see any tour bus around. All right? You go to a distant place, and then the tour guys will take you around. Why don't they take us straight there? They're smart about it. So this is how we have to plan these things. Wow. So, you know, we take them around, we take them to these historical. Listen, there's a footprint that we have that fits any foot, any size. Whether you are a bigger size or a smaller size, you put your foot in, it's the same thing you get. It fits you perfectly well. It is there. It's a footprint on a stone. It's there. All right? All these places need to be unveiled. By so doing, people will take the story far. And thank God we live in a global village now. And through social media, people will see it and they will travel from far and near and come and enjoy whatever we have here. Wow. That is tourism alone. You know, I have training programs that I intend to roll out in the next month. I'm not waiting for December 7th. No. Come what may, the needs of the people is what we have to tackle. Anybody, single parents and all those people who has no jobs, how to make soap, liquid soap, the bar, the one they usually call the key soap or whatever it is, the Parazone beads, the one that the ladies use, batik, they usually call it tie and dye, and so many other things.
Which is your initiative?
It's my initiative. Registration will close in 2 weeks. Then we sit down, we take the 2 weeks to prepare and group them. So those who want to study this or learn how to do this, we will advertise. Go here and go there. So we group them. I have the people ready, and I'm bearing the cost to, roll them out so that everybody can get a little something to do. We want to, encourage them. We need to motivate them that, listen, all is not lost. So apart from that training program, they are going to study how to lay bricks, tiling, electric, plumbing, and all that, carpentry. And I have people that are ready to do so, and we are going to do it. Listen, I met the clergy. They have an association. And I unveiled my vision to them, and they were so amazed. I said, if I come to you as elders of the church and ask you to open your doors for us to train these people, because we don't have the money right now to build all these facilities to contain them. Won't you do that? They will say, we will gladly do. And they were clapping like a burden for the youth. Because they couldn't even, and guess what? They even opened their doors for me to go to every church within the community and whatever they have to do to let them know my vision. These are little things that we can do on our own. These are things that we are not waiting on the government to come as a memorial or whatever it is do for us. Anytime you pass by that site, you pick up a stone. We have to take the initiative. And if you go there, the government see the heap of stones, that there's a potential. The time is now that we have to unveil. They will come. Now, how are we going to negotiate with them? And they'll take over. The same way that it will bring Okwawu branded themselves. Opportunities. Investment. Okwawu. Go to Okwawu. See the chain of hotels that they have. Equally do the same. And say, hey, Kumawu. And we will do it differently because we are going to take videographers with drones and capture all these beautiful mountains, all these historical sites, and then we'll do documentary about it, and people can see the actual thing being rolled out. And by so doing,
the incumbent came to power,
they will come.
Nice stuff like this.
Well, the first day, you
what is the guarantee?
Challenge this mountain and that one. Let's give them 3. We have quite a number. Okay. Let's give them 3. That's way. And once they do challenge the terrain, what will happen? They will be tired. They will be thirsty, and they will be hungry. Am I right or wrong? No. Good. So I've been talking to Nananum. A realistic. We are going to release some of the land. He said for himself. Not in the cities. I guess yes, but he was not able to deliver. We are going to put up. Now all these things I'm saying now, are they realistic goals? And I can say yes. They are very, very simple things, like toilet facilities. If I alone have been able to put up this, and by so doing, do you think I can put up some of the youth? A restaurant, and again, a toilet facility? These hotels, simple cottage type of hotels. We are going to do something different, like traditional setting in the bushes. They have their 5-star hotels. They don't care about those things no more. They want to see something different. And that's what we're going to do. Can't we put a golf park on a mountaintop? It's easy, but nobody has thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Can't we train these youth how to lay tiles? Somebody did this. Those people with businesses, that means some boost so that they can employ other people. We're going to them. I approached one lady. As well, I bought that type of bread, tea bread. Yeah. The one with the powder thing. Yeah. I bought it and I ate it. It was very nice. It was tasty. And I said, wow, this is good. Where does it come from? I didn't think the baker was from KUMAWU here. They said, oh, the lady is right there. And they showed me the place. I went to her. I said, how many people do you employ? He said he has only 8 people helping her. How many bags do you make in a day? She said 7 bags in a day. With how many ovens? He said 1 big one and a small one. I said, so let's take it like 1.5. She was laughing. I said, if we are to increase your oven to 5, we give you 5 ovens. How many of these youth will you take off the street to help you in this business? I said, oh, 5? I can take more than 30 people. And I went further. I said, okay, now, what about if we increase the oven to 10? How many people can you take off the street? He said, no, 10 of these cannot fit my yard. I said, well, I'm not talking about your yard here. This is your home. We need to find a place so that you establish your bakery there. Rooms for the workers, warehouse for your supplies, and then the oven. Let's lead you to the bank, get some soft loan. You buy 2 trucks. Start with only 2 trucks, bread trucks. We brand them. I said, what's your company name? And she replied, oh, I don't have a company. I said, yes, you do. You know, you have 8 employees, and you say you don't have a company? You do. But you have not branded yourself. And you will take like 60 of the youth off the street. You have given them hope. You are giving them jobs. This is how you create jobs. Do we have to wait on the government to come and do this for us? No. We can do it on our own. These are little things that we have to do to help ourselves. Then when the government comes in, he do the bigger things, like the roads, like the electric, like the water. Okay? So there's little things that we can do that we don't have to wait on the government. It will reduce the unemployment. I mean, I cannot say that everybody will be employed. Yeah. But those who want to do something with their lives will take advantage and learn something. You can't just sit down and say, I don't have a job. Now we are rolling out these programs to give them opportunity, equal opportunity. So they can make life out of that.
Not to cut you, but quickly, you see, this area is more of a
farming community.
Yes, farming community, yes. What are some of the policies or some of the plans or some of these great ideas that you have for the development in that angle? What are some of the things that we are supposed to do?
I'm glad you asked me this question. Because I'm a farmer, I told you.
Yeah.
I've realized that farmers, our farmers, especially those in Ghana here, they are always at the losing end. They are always at the losing end. Hardly will you see a farmer who drives in a nice car. The best they can do is maybe a bike, motorbike, or something like that. Why? When I get to Parliament, and inshallah, I know, God willing, I'll be there. My first bill that I'm going to push is for the farmers cause. Our farm produce should be treated like the stock market. We have a tendency where people come from the big cities, they come to the market, and they dictate how much they're going to pay for whatever is there. The farmer has no choice. When there's a bumper harvest, it becomes the farmer's burden. A bag of, let's say, maize, let's say the normal price is 200 Ghana cedis. When there's a bumper harvest and maize, they say abuso, like they get more than necessary. And for that reason, it's like supply and demand thing, and they will reduce the price. For maize to be, they can buy it as low as 60 cedis per bag. Do you know how much you put into cultivate the land, plant these maize, prune them and all that stuff? And even after you harvest, you know how long it takes to plug these maize? Some of them have to use manual. And they go through all that, and then they come, and then they give them the price that they want. Now, Have you ever heard of a period or a time that the cocoa was so much, there was bumper harvest for cocoa, that the price was reduced? It never happened. There's a fixed price for cocoa. There's a fixed price for crude oil. What is the difference between the cocoa farmer and the produce farmer? The one who feeds the nation. Once there's a bumper harvest, the price reduces to nothing. There should be fixed price for every produce. That will motivate the youth to get into farming. They got to do something about it. And I know it's about time. And that's the first bill I'll push when I get into parliament. We will bring in some cottage industries, small industries that we can use to process these produce. Okay, let's take for instance, cassava. Under hygienic conditions, we can extract the starch and sell to the pharmaceutical companies. That's what they use for the paracetamol and all those stuff, the tablets. Yeah. Okay? We can process the byproduct as gari, then we package them. That's the problem we have here, packaging. We brand them, package them and brand them so that people will know where it's coming from, the source. All right? We can do some into like cassava dough, we freeze it, and we can even ship to abroad. Here we are in Ghana, you harvest your cassava, you throw away the leaves. But guess what? It's somebody's delicacy. The Sierra Leoneans, the Liberians, they eat the cassava leaves like we eat the contomere. So why don't we start processing them? Wash them, clean them very nice, chop them, and freeze them, package them with label, brand them, that it comes from here. And we ship them overseas to bring in dollars. You know what I mean? Listen, I have 2 stores. If it was in Ghana standard, we call it supermarket. In US, I have one in Yonkers, Central International Market in Yonkers. We used to call it Central African Market. But I expanded it so much that I call it international. Because I cover a whole lot of varieties. Not only from Africa, but from the Spanish countries and all that. I have another one in Delaware. Middletown African Market. So, whatever that I'm telling you, I know it can be done. I know the people that we can ship to, and they are willing to accept any quantity that I send over. So I'm going to encourage the youth to get themselves into farming. All right? And not only that, they also come and learn some trade.
Wow.
And they'll do it side by side. Okay? This is processing. Can't we afford this grinding machine we call Nika or whatever they call it? Can't we afford it? Yeah. Do we have to wait on the government to come and do this? That's why I'm inviting my brothers and sisters abroad. KUMAWU is open for business. And this is how we are going to do it. We have to build it on our own. We don't have to wait on the government all the time. No. If the government comes and says he's going to do support us with this, thank you. We thank him. But we also have to do our part. So you see, let's process this pepper, grind them, put them in the bottles, nice, label them, package them, sell them to the supermarket, to the market, or Makola, every place, they'll buy. The rest, I will ship to New York to earn some dollars. Do you know Ghana donated, I think it was £5 million or something to South Korea when they gained their independence. And they started with these little cottage industries. And now South Korea manufacture cars. Why can't we do the same? We can even do more and even better. That's what the Chinese do. Reverse technology. They buy this chair and they want to do the same thing to copy it. They will assign this to 3, 4, 5 people. Let's see who can do it as that same thing. They will do it and they pick the best among them and they put it together. I was in China. You see that this car is going, you see a car going, you see that, oh, that's Mercedes-Benz. But they have a different name for it. Reverse technology. So listen, we're not talking about cars now, but little things that we can do within our community The things that we produce here, let's start processing them. Make plantain chips. Make this. Plantain fufu. Now look at meat fufu. It's a beautiful thing. And people buy it a lot. Sometimes you can't even find it. There's a shortage of it. He sells abroad and home. All right? Why can't we do the same here? So these are the things that we have to do. See, that's Kwaku Duah Secondary School over there. Where are the training colleges, teacher training colleges? Where are the nursing training colleges? Where are the technical schools? This is where we have to push. Try to get some teacher training colleges, nursing training colleges down here. Even if the government is not willing to do it, private people start schools and they grow them. We cannot continue the same way and expect different results. It won't happen.
You as an MP, there is so much work for you to do. And thinking about this, all these projects, would we ever have this complaint that there's so much for us to do?
Look at me very well. I'm a workaholic. I don't think it's a good idea, but that's what I am. And I'm proud of it. Those who know me from New York and Delaware, they will tell you. When I went to the United States, I was working daytime and going to school in the evening time. I was doing this for a while. Then I started my first shop. Listen, whenever you see a problem, trust me, whenever you see a problem, and you sit down and think about it and try to solve the problem, you will turn it into a fortune. My first shop, a young lady gave birth. So me and my wife went over to visit so that my wife would, take care of the baby and bathe it. When he has finished, bathing the baby, she asked for shea butter cream. And I said, oh, we don't have shea butter cream. And my wife said, oh, why don't you go to African market and buy one and bring it? This is Yonkers. And the nearest one was in the Bronx, which is about 4 miles away, or let's say 3 miles away. So, I mean, they couldn't find the shea butter. We went home, and my wife said, we can open an African market in Yonkers. I said, sure, absolutely. Go look for the store. So the next day, she went and looked for the store. And here we are. I mean, we have moved from place to place. Now we've moved to a bigger place. It's more or less like a supermarket. So all these things that I'm talking about, I can ship them. But what I will emphasize on is branding and branding and branding. KUMAWU, we have to brand ourselves. Everything that we produce here, we have to brand it. Have you seen anything coming from China without the name made in China, without that tag? Everything they produce out of China has to go out with that tag, made in China. They are proud of what they do. You understand? We can do the same. And then people will come looking for more. Do you understand? That's how you open up the market. And before you realize, people will be waiting. They'll be placing orders. Start the whole thing. And the schools too, I told you, that we will. So that's how we're going to ask for these training colleges, teacher training colleges, nursing training colleges, technical schools. Even the sight of the students alone will motivate a child within the community to also go to school.
Sure.
And these schools bring a lot of people into the community. Tourism brings a lot of people into the community. And as people come into the community, everything starts to pick up. Businesses pick up. If you are selling, they buy. The farmers, they have to produce to feed the people that are coming in. So farming will also be profitable. Do you understand? Drivers, they carry people back and forth. The taxi drivers, the passenger cars, whatever they call the trotro and all those stuff. So this is how you revamp the economy. This is how it picks up. And it will benefit the whole community.
It looks like a whole revolution starting from KUMAWU.
That's right.
That you're bringing about.
And I said this, and I said, by next 4 years, people will come here and say, how did you guys do it? And they'll come and study. We will be like a case study.
The blueprint.
And trust me, that's my legacy. I want to leave behind.
Well, quickly, we have to wrap up very soon.
Okay.
However, we wouldn't go without talking about sanitation and health as well.
Okay.
Have you any new policies for sanitation and health?
Yes. Sanitation first. I mean, that is a plus. In KUMAWU here, every morning you see everybody sweeping, cleaning their backyard. And you won't see stagnant waters nowhere.
That's great.
It's so clean. You won't see these plastics. As you go along, look around. It's a plus. The other day, I went to ABA. There's a place called ABA. They invited me for a Keep Fit walk. And I was so amazed. We went from Akroche through to Asechrewa. And by the time we get there, all school aging kids with brooms sweeping the whole village, cleaning the gutters, some of them in the gutters. I was so amazed. I was standing there and said, oh my God, look at this. I was impressed. As far as sanitation is concerned, that's fine. But we can't do also without providing the people with modern toilet facilities. It's a thing of the past to go and see people still using those pit with crossbars. Just imagine if there's rainfall and people, and places without those toilet facilities, they defecate in the bushes and all that. That has to be a thing of the past. So I've said it before, and I'll continue to say that when I come, these funds that they get from the government, the $1 million one constituency fund, the GET fund, the common fund, and all those stuff, I don't know how many of them. When you receive these monies are not meant for the MP. It's not the MP's money. It is meant for development. They pay me as MP. They pay policeman as a policeman, the army, the nurse, the teacher. Everybody receives their pay. Once you receive these funds, they're taking it to be like a norm that the MP has not done this. No, sit down around table and bring map up the things that you need within the community. Hey, okay, the DC is there, the executive, the non-reps, bring them in. This is what we need in the community. We need 50 toilet facilities. We need maybe 20 boreholes. We need about 10 new schools. All right? I talked to you about kids walking like 4 miles to school. Yeah. That's unheard of. It shouldn't happen in this day and era. No. So, you sit down with the executives and then you plan. Okay, now we've seen that these 3 or 4 towns, they don't have toilet facility at all. We have to tackle those first. And those who need additional ones, we tend to them. The school that I'm talking about is on my priority list. Even if I can afford it now, I'll build one for them. Because it can't happen that. What about if they go and it's raining? Anyway, so these are some of the things. Now, our health facilities. I know there are some challenges with the compound chairs. I'll go around. I've not taken the time to go around, but I'll see to it that I'll go around and check all these things. And trust me, that hospital, that MDC started 4 years ago, 8 years ago. It's still there. It's still solved. If they are working on it to bring it to whatever operational level, that's fine. We'll thank them. But if it's still in the same condition and I get there, I will do whatever it takes to get the attention that it needs so that they come and work on it. All right? I'm a registered nurse by profession. So I will take it upon myself to visit these hospitals and see if the standard is okay. I know even if we cannot match what I've got to know in the US, there are certain basic things that we need to meet. that we cannot compromise. I'll roll out some programs for the elderly. Okay, some recreational facilities will be created. You know, it hurts and breaks my heart when I heard that a 90-year-old lady in the north was beaten to death because people thought she was a witch. God forgive them. They didn't know what they were doing. Okay, dehydration is a big problem associated with the aged people. That's my specialty, geriatrics and dementia. So I know what I'm talking about. When people get dehydrated, they get confused because the brain needs water and carbs. Okay, needs sugar and water. So once you get dehydrated, the brain doesn't function as it's supposed to. So they have the tendency to get confused, and they'll be saying things that it's not logic. And out of their ignorance, they say, "Oh, she's a witch, a drag channel." If there was somebody there to take care of this old lady, it won't happen. So I'll roll out a program that we will group them. We'll have a special bus that will go and pick up people like that and bring them to a recreational facility. We engage them in various forms of activities that will stimulate their brain. We will train people to become nurses' aid or whatever they call it here, ward assistants. We will train them so that they will take care of the elderly. All right? Hydrate them, feed them, and at the end of the day, we take them back to their various homes. And even by so doing, we will create some additional jobs for the youth. I'll take upon myself to train them myself. I'm good at it. I was a supervisor, over 250 people when I was in US. All right? So I know what I'm talking about. As you walk around, you hear people saying that, "Oh, doctor." Some people call me doctor. I'm not a doctor. You know, God is the healer. But he works through people. You know, in one of my facilities, we used to destroy the medications, the leftover medications that the patient didn't take. It's not that it's expired, but over there it is renewed every month. So once the new one comes, we get rid of the old one. One time, I'm sitting there and saying, this can help people back home. So I started collecting them. So leftovers, I use scissors to cut them up. Before I'm coming, I have one suitcase full of medication. And I dispense to people free of charge. And I knew exactly what I had to give what. And people who were, you know, mentally challenged, some of them even were naked, roaming the streets. They are now functioning normal within the community. Wow. Not only here in KUMAWU, some in Bodman, some in Kumasi. As far as health is concerned, it's my specialty, and it's something that I won't leave it to. No, I will make sure that I work my balls out to make sure that they get the best out of healthcare.
How is the water situation? Is it stable now?
No, I can't say stable until the whole community gets water. The water condition, I mean, we were in crisis, water crisis. And thank God, it was initiated by MPP, but it was implemented by NDC. They brought the first phase to KUMAWU. There's supposed to be 3 phases. The second phase is supposed to extend from KUMAWU to Oyoko, and then the third phase from Oyoko to Banco. So we only have the first phase. So I won't say that the water situation is resolved. No. Until all the community get the water that they so deserve.
As when you come to the regular Ghanaian communities, these are not regular policies. We hope and we pray that these are rolled out, and I'm sure that everybody will come here. You'll be a blueprint to the development in Ghana as a whole. We are so grateful you open your doors to us. But before we go, you just give us your last words to people who are hopeful that you will come into power.
Okay, I thank you, Zach, and your crew so much for coming. And my doors are always open. You're always welcome. And let me seize this opportunity to thank the youth of this community for having the faith in me and approaching me to be in this position whereby I'm contesting as the independent candidate for the KUMAWU constituency. And we are talking about Brownwam, KUMAWU, and its environs. I'm also seizing the opportunity to invite my brothers and sisters, both home and abroad, that KUMAWU, we are open for business now. And you know that I will speak your mind and I'll represent you guys. All these things that I'm saying are realistic goals that, when implemented, KUMAWU will not be the same. It is going to change everything. We have the land, we have the human resources, and we have the financial resources that we need to start these little things. So what is holding us back? Let us all join hands and develop this community that we call home, because we only have one home, and this is the KUMAWU constituency we call home. So please, my work is started. I've rolled out some programs already. We need to take care of the schools. Due to the lockdown, the schools are overgrown. These kids cannot even read this. I've already bought one tractor that we are going to use to start taking care of the lawns and the parks. Please, we need everybody and we need help. Anything that you can do to help this community, please, don't hesitate. We need PPEs. The COVID-19 is still with us. I've been doing the little that I can to help. I've been giving them nose masks. I need the hand sanitizers. And we need everything that anybody can donate, whether through me or through the council, so far as it gets to the people. That's what matters. This is a passionate call. The people's lives, our kids, their lives, they are wasting away. And we need to rescue them. I thank you all very much for your attention, and I hope you all will come and contribute your little quota. Whether you come in as a group to build up hotels or restaurants, everybody's welcome. KUMAWU is open for business. And the chant is going to be KUMAWU, 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 KUMAWU. God bless you all. Thank you.
Wow. These are ideas of a genius. We are hoping and praying that he comes in and then implements all these policies, because we can't wait to come back here and see them in progress. It's me, Zach, as always, and it's a pleasure to always come your way. Stay safe, protect yourself. I'll see you same time next week. Bye-bye.